applying correct grammar in business writing, practicing error identification correction, and analyzing real-world business documents for improvements, just like we have done before this. Okay? But before we end the session, I would like to do just a little bit of a recap of what we have discussed. Okay? Now, the first one, we discussed about the tenses. Now, how many tenses do we use usually in an email?
4.
About 6 actually. Okay? The first one would be present tense. Second one, past. Third one, continuous. Fourth, future. Fifth,
present perfect.
very good. And the last one, past perfect. Very good. Okay, now tell me, how do we know when to use which? Read your notes, the ones that you have taken, read your notes. And tell me. We've done a few activities on this. Alright, give me when do we use present tense? Present and past, they are together, just different timeline. When? For what? What do we use it for?
For general
Information. Routines, very good. General information and routine. The difference is only the timeline. Present is when we talk about what is existing right now and our routine right now. And past is when we use our routine in the past that we don't do anymore. And also things that existed in the past but not anymore in the present. Very good. And what about continuous? General info. Continuous has continue in its name, so it means
things that are currently happening.
Things that are currently happening and ongoing. Very good. Ongoing. For example, if you have a business or a project that is still ongoing, you cannot use present nor the past tense. You have to use the continuous tense. If let's say you are updating that other organization. For example, if let's say you are writing a report, so you say, I am writing the report. Alright? You will say something like I am informing you, blah blah blah. Those kind of continuous tenses shows that your project is still ongoing. What about future tense? Very good. Things that will happen in the future. Okay. So we usually use the modal verb will. Okay. And usually in businesses, like we have discussed, continuous and future tense, they are paired together. So you say something like this: I am writing the report and will send it to you by next week. Okay? Because if you are updating someone or any company ever, you cannot just tell them what you are doing right now. You have to also tell them what your plan for the future is. When you will be giving them the information, when you will be giving them the report, when you will be joining them to have a presentation for that kind of project, right? Okay, very good. What about present and perfect tenses? Oh, sorry, present and past perfect tenses. Look at your notes. How does past perfect differ from the past tense?
It tells about something that happened in the past that's also paired with another action.
Very good. Okay. Now, we use past tense when there is only one action happening. Okay. And we use past perfect when there are two actions happening all at the same time or after that. Okay. Meaning, if you want to talk about one thing and one thing only, you use past tense. But if you want to talk about two things that happen, you need to use past perfect. Okay? Because I had eaten. You see? Now, this is an example of a past perfect tense, but it is incomplete. Why? Because there is only one action. Okay? And when there is only one action, you shouldn't use past perfect. Actually, you should be using the past tense, right? So, now let's try to complete this sentence. I had eaten before I reached the office. Now this one is a complete past perfect sentence where you have two actions in one sentence. Okay? And in this, the other action, you need to use past tense. So, if you want to write a past perfect tense, it has to always be paired with another action written in past tense. Right? Okay? Now what about present perfect? Present perfect is all about the timeline. Okay? Now, the timeline here. We have our past and we have our present. Okay? Present perfect is used for things that happened in the past, but then the effect is still until the present. The effect, the experience. That's why, if let's say we want to talk about our experience going somewhere or doing something, we need to use present perfect instead of past tense because we are talking about the experience. For example, I have written the report. I wrote the report. What's the differences between these two sentences?
The first sentence, have written the effects of writing that report is still relevant to the present, while I wrote the report just applies to something that it just refers to something.
That is very accurate, but then the essence is missing. Why do I use this sentence instead of this? Because of the tone, not really. Because the first one, we are talking about our experience writing that kind of report. Whereas the second one is just you giving general information that you have written that report. Understood? Very good. Now let's move on to modal verbs. Right, let me take my notes for a while. Now, okay, now let's do a recap on subject-verb agreement. Alright, what is subject-verb agreement? Alright, stand up. What is it?
So the subject verb agreement is the subject and the verb must use the correct
Form.
form.
Very good. For example?
For example, a singular noun
Very good.
must also use a singular form verb.
Of the verb. Very good. Okay, subjects are usually nouns, right? Okay. So if our noun is in its singular form, then the verb has to be in its singular form as well. Okay. So that is subject verb agreement. Next one would be uncountable nouns. Alright, what are uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are special nouns that cannot be counted. For example, give me example. Information, what else? Sand, what else? Hair, what else? Something sweet like me? Sugar, yes! Alright! Those are uncountable nouns, okay? And uncountable nouns, can we include articles in them? Can we use articles with uncountable nouns?
No.
No, why?
Why? Because uncountable nouns, they don't have either singular or plural form.
Very good. Okay, but that only applies on a and an. Okay, uncountable nouns cannot be used with a or an, but it can be used with the article the or specific. Okay, very good. Now next one. Articles, yes, we have discussed that. Now, prepositions. What about prepositions?
Preposition.
Prepositions. Let me write it down.
words that show either time, place, or direction.
Very good. And why? And what did we discuss for prepositions today? Prepositions, when paired with certain verbs, they are redundant. They are not needed. Very good. For example, give me one verb that should not have prepositions. I mean, like it can, but we shouldn't put it in what? Discuss, very good. What else? Revert, very good, very good. Okay. Now we have also sorry. We have also discussed that all emails in business writing should be in the formal tone. And how do we make our emails formal? By writing the full word. What else? By avoiding contractions. What else? Politeness is another thing. Okay. So, how do we make our email sound formal? By starting with a greeting and ending with a closing remark. What else? Avoid redundancy. Yes. Okay. And then after that, we need to always be polite in our email. Okay. So this is what we call as politeness strategy. Now, how do we be polite in our email? We use words like could, would, should, thank you. What else? Please. Those kind of things. Okay? Even though you are angry at them, but still you need to always use politeness strategy when writing an email. Okay? And then next one. Politeness strategy, we have to, yes, avoid redundancy. No redundancy, no repetition. Repetition is also frowned upon when you are writing the email, because an email should always be concise and clear, meaning you need to always keep it short and straight to the point. Okay? If let's say you are doing a presentation, then it's fine if you want to repeat the same thing over and over again. If let's say it is of importance, okay? If let's say you want to paraphrase your ideas, it's fine. But then again, in an email, since it is not verbally spoken, it needs to always be concise, precise, and clear. Okay? Keep it short, keep it straight to the point, and keep it informative. Okay? Now, what else? Formal tone, politeness strategy, redundancy, about repetition. You need to always be parallel. Okay? For example, if you want to use the continuous form, everything needs to be continuous in that sentence. If you want to use past tense, everything needs to be in its past tense form. If you want to use future tense, everything has to be future tense. Okay? It has to be structured and parallel to emphasize on cohesion. Okay? Now, before we end the class, I would like each one of you to gather your thoughts and tell me what you have learned from this class. Okay? I'll give you 10 minutes to gather your thoughts, and then I want you to share what you have learned today. Alright? Okay, go ahead. Balik balik. Naik toilet tak? Masuk toilet. Excuse me, we're going to the toilet. let's hear it from our trainees. Who wants to go first? Alright, Diamond, go ahead.
Today, what I learned today is some common grammar mistake in correction. I learned about some common grammar mistakes in English that often happen in everyday writing or speaking. They are, for example, long verb tense with time expression. I have submitted the report yesterday. The correct is I submit the report yesterday. I learned that when I use word like yesterday, I should use simple past tense, not present perfect.
Very good.
Second is using present perfect with the past time. The past time, yes. For example, I have seen him last week. The correct is I saw him last week. I should avoid using have seen with specific past time like last week. My reflection today I realized that small grammar mistake can really change that meaning or make my sentence unclear. By being careful with tense, verb, preposition, and sentence structure, I can sound more professional and confident in both writing and speaking.
Very good. Let's hear it for Diamond. Okay, Iskandar, go ahead.
Alright, so the things that I have learned in this overall
Training session.
training session is that grammar mistakes are very important that we should be aware about when it comes to a professional setting, so that things that might seem okay while speaking English normally might not be, or might even be detrimental to in a professional setting. So that's also like another part. My second point is that things that are generally fine in conversational English may not be suitable in a corporate environment. So things like stuff like the uncountable nouns and then the more specific version of tenses specifically have more or less hard. Usually the rules of those are not as important or almost like. It's more like we usually don't notice or usually don't care about making sure like these tenses are specifically correct in conversational English, because usually the message gets across anyway. But in a business setting, this because of how important clarity is while writing in in the business environment this leads to things need to be clarified and shown in a very specific way, so that no information can be opened up for misinterpretation. And in general, a lot of these rules not only just generally help of writing a more professionally made business document. So even if it's more email in form of writing a long document about what we need to do, I think that having deep knowledge on how all of these grammatical rules work will generally improve not only improve our own writing so that we can feel a little bit better about, but it also shows that our documents, our writing that are generally more grammatically correct and more professional, so that the stuff that we produce in a corporate setting can also be seen with more credibility, more than a document that doesn't have perfect grammatical stuff. And that's generally what I believe would be the biggest improvement. And generally what the takeaway is from most of what we learned here in this training session. So yeah.
Thank you, Iskandar. Very good. Alright, let's hear it from Ustari.
Okay, for me today, I'd like to share what I have learned about the English grammar basically. And honestly, for me, there's something new for me. What I already know is the future past tense, present tense, and also future and continuous. But something that I can be add on my knowledge is the past perfect and also present perfect, which is I don't know before this.
Alright.
And then the subject verb agreement and also the preposition. Okay, so and the other one is the redundancy. I think that is okay at the same time. It can be used, but in the formal way, there is unnecessary, like what I said. And also at the phase of emailing something which is they are more on the formal. There are some like structure. The politeness strategy. We like thank you and also some word that can catch the attention. So there is a lot of structure in there. So there's a difference between the bahasa Melayu and also the English. So it's kind of difficult, but I'm trying. So
Of course, we'll try our best.
okay, that's all from me what I have learned today. So I hope I can improve myself too.
Alright, thank you everyone. Okay, all in all, I hope that we have learned something new today. Even though that you've already known some of the aspects that I've mentioned today, I hope that there are still further improvement. Of course, as humans, we need further improvement in ourselves, right? So I hope that in the future we would be more professional to make sure that we are clear, we are not going to be misunderstood, and that we don't get all about things that are not necessary in our email. Okay, so that is business English from me. Thank you so much everyone. I hope you guys